Hello everybody, welcome to Fruitful Trees. This is Karim, and I've been to one of his houses before. Now we're at another property in Jupiter, which is north of me, and it's a smaller property. We're going to look around, and Karim's the vice president of the
Broward Rare Fruit Council.
Broward Rare Fruit Council, so he has a lot of knowledge and information and contacts. And this house is going to be great. I'm looking forward to checking it out today. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, this is kind of our weekend getaway, so it's all good.
All right, here we go. Okay, everybody, here we are. This is Karim, and we're going to be looking at his property today. And how you doing?
Good morning, Paul.
Good, good. So we're up here in the Jupiter area, which is north of West Palm Beach, about a half hour north. How long have you been at this property?
So we purchased this house 3 years ago. We're actually on the Tequesta side. We're the border of Martin County and Palm Beach County.
Okay. And so did you stop planting stuff as soon as you got it?
Pretty much, yeah. I had saved up some plants, and we started planting in the month of June, which is a rainy season. It's perfect. I do have sprinklers here, but we planted a total of 50 fruiting plants on this standard lot. It's 7,500 square feet. It is a corner lot, but we've got about 50 fruiting plants and about 15 native plants.
Is that a quarter an acre or?
No, not really. It's a standard lot, probably a fifth of an acre.
And I see your neighbors here. There's no fence. Do they grow trees or how do they?
The neighbors just have some random plants. They don't have any fruiting plants.
And how do they feel about your trees?
Oh, they're very friendly and no issues.
Do you have any walk-by traffic here that's interested in your fruit?
Yes, we do. Actually, people walk their dogs and they say hi, and they're amazed by what we've introduced to the neighborhood.
But no problem with people taking fruit?
No, I really haven't planted anything outside, but like I share if I walk over and we have a talk, I'll share guavas or mangoes that may be fruiting.
Okay, show us around. Show us your trees.
All right,
here.
cool. So yeah, so first of all, yeah, we have some things that are fruiting today. You know, this is January 19th, so we're in the middle of winter, so only certain things are fruiting. Some things are starting to flower, so we'll see some of that as well. So here, the first one I wanted to showcase is probably the rarest one I have on the property. It's called a key apple. It's from South Africa, from the Key River. And K-E-I is spelled. It's got thorns. It produces an orange fruit that's similar to an apricot. It's not on the sour side, but very fragrant. So it's kind of a unique specimen that grew from seed many years ago. So it's kind of cool.
Are they normally sold from seed or grafted?
I'm not aware of any, but this is one of the rarest plants around. I actually got a seed from Fairchild years ago, and I think their plant died.
Oh, wow.
So I may have one of the rare specimens around. Next to it is an Australian finger lime. It's a red one. Have not had any flowers on this one yet. It's in the ground. It's grafted. And right behind it, fairly close, but right behind it is an ylang-ylang. Now, ylang-ylangs go straight up. So when I spaced my plants, I considered that some things could be close and not affect the other plant next to it. So if we go this way, we have some native plants. We have got some wild coffee, marlberry, kuntis. But back here in the corner is a cinnamon apple. It's a very rare plant as well. That is a seedling that I started myself. Produces a fruit about the size of an orange. It's brown in shape, white pulp. Very sweet, very pleasant. Cinnamon apple.
Just so people know, you got these rare plants. You are the president of the...
I'm the vice president of the Broward County Rare Fruit Council.
Okay, so, and they have a sale every year, but they have a lot of exotic stuff that a lot of people don't have.
That's correct.
You can remember they do monthly meetings.
We do have monthly meetings and stuff, and some of us are plant collectors, and some of us just want to grow things that you can't buy at the local grocery store.
All right, I'm going to put a link below to that club.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
And then over here on the side yard, which I wanted to showcase that, you can do stuff even with an 8-foot side yard. I have 4 Annonas planted here. I've got a soursop here, a custard apple, and 2 sugar apples. If you walk over here, you'll see I've got fruit on my custard apple. It's It's a grafted.
What kind of custard apple?
I believe it's a Fernandez.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm pretty excited about it. And my 2 red sugar apples have produced fruit already within the 3 years we've been here. They're not producing right now because they're dormant and they're deciduous, but they have already produced.
Now, how long has this custard apple been in the ground?
They've only been in the ground since June of 2022.
And you got a fruit on it.
I got fruit on it. I had fruit last year as well.
Now, these are really close. So what's your...
Yeah, so Annonas don't really grow wide. They grow more vertical. Sugar apples are really, a thin kind of a plant. Custard apple would probably get a little bit bigger. And the soursop is kind of an experiment because we're a little bit north. They tend to be more cold sensitive. I think we're in zone 10A here. So, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
So I love the windows on the house. The old house have this type of window.
Yeah. So this house actually is one of the oldest houses in the Tequesta. It was built in 1939.
Wow.
And it's a block house. It was actually transported to this location. They were building, I think, a Kmart on US 1. They moved the house here.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. So it's definitely one of the oldest houses in town. So we'll go back this way.
And what is this here? This is just, was this here when you moved?
Oh, yeah, so this was here. This is a sea grape. So sea grape is edible as well, right? It is a native, but it is edible. And actually, on the sea grape, I attached some vanilla orchids. I got 2 cultivars they're growing. They like to attach themselves to a tree. That's an edible as well. Nice. They're both edibles. So coming into the front yard as you arrive, I wanted to plant something that was really cool. That would be dwarf. A lot of the plants that I have are dwarfish because I want to maximize the number of plants. So this is a silaswood sapodilla. As you can see, it's barely 3.5 feet tall. It probably has 25 fruits on it. We've already been eating these. They produce all year round. Really nice plant to have in a small space. And then as we go over here, this is a...
We have an ornament here.
Oh yeah, this is a jatropha. We have a lot of jatropha on the property. They were on the property already. And I'm noticing that they're all smallish. So I think that the soil conditions are kind of lean, very sandy, but it's a butterfly attractor. In fact, there's a bee on there right now. So it's good to have some natives, some flowering plants to help bring pollinators to your yard. Over here we have a fruiting orange sherbet mango. It's pretty spectacular. We had fruits last year, literally on year 2. We had fruits on it. It was planted as a 7-gallon, nothing crazy. And I tipped it, and it generated a lot more branching, a lot more flowers. And so we're looking forward to this. I have on the property, you'll see today 4 mangoes, 4 avocados, 9 annonas, 2 sapodillas, and 2 guavas amongst the varieties. Next to it is a little bit close. I may consider moving it, as I know you've had some experiments as well. That's a Ross sapote. It does grow kind of vertical, so we'll see.
That's like 4 feet, huh?
That's probably 5 or 6 feet.
Okay.
But my wife does want me to keep my mangoes trimmed, so maybe that will force me to keep them shorter. So as we migrate this way, we got some spices. So we have a kind of a berm around the front. Oro Negro avocado. Again, that's going to grow straight up. It's not going to bother anybody. So it's a black skin avocado.
Are you on septic here, or
it's on city sewer.
City sewer, okay. Mm-hmm. Oro Negro, okay.
So it's still small, so you're going to see some plants that are still small. But I'm kind of planning ahead and figuring for the avocados, I'm going to have avocados over a 6-month period. I've got some summer, I got some fall, and some winter avocados.
Okay, is that your winter one?
That is that is the fall one. Fall one, yep. Next to it is a fruiting guava. It's given us a lot of fruits this year. I already made a batch of guava jam. And
Out here when you moved in, or you put it in?
I planted it in.
Oh, it's pretty big.
It was not that big. It was probably just a 4-foot plant, you know. So
Wow.
I trimmed it a lot. It filled in, and so it's happy. Right next to it is a lime quat. That's a citrus. Oh yeah, we do have 4 citrus on the property. So that's the second one we're covering today. We already did the Australian finger lime. So it's got some flowers on it. So a lime quat is a cross between a lime and a kumquat. And next to it is a star cherry. I have a couple of those. They have not fruited yet, but it'll produce a fruit that is very similar to Suriname cherry, but a little bit bigger. Behind it, a spectacular papaya. That's the TROV dwarf papaya. Look at the fruits on this thing.
Wow.
I had lots of fruits last year, harvested. The tree fell from one of the storms. I cut it, and it sprouted back, and then now it's producing again. There's another papaya there. You can plant papayas in very small space. They go straight up. So that's really a non-issue. Next to it is another mango that is a creme brulee mango. So it's kind of a rare variety. So I try to plant some varieties that...
have you tasted that variety?
I have not, but it's a very rare one, and just by the name, it makes me want to try it.
I have that variety. I haven't tasted it yet, but Alex says it's the most delicious tasting mango possibly in his whole farm.
Wow, amazing.
So I'm looking forward to tasting it.
Very cool. So as you see, this is a barn. My wife plants pineapples, so you can have edible ground cover as well, right? Pineapples don't take up a lot of space, and so we have that. Another guava back there. So we have the Tikal guava and the Ruby Supreme. So I've got 2 different cultivars. They both have produced, so it's back there near the fence. Here's a carambola, a Sri Kambangan carambola, and another mango here. So the mangoes are spread pretty far apart, because I know they're going to get a little bit bigger, but this is a lemon zest. So up here in the Jupiter Tequesta area, we have issues with rabbits. And the first year, a rabbit chewed part of the bark at the bottom, so I was really concerned. It did heal itself. I have not had any other issues with rabbits, but that's some things that's just nature, right? And over here we have an Atamoya, which is another Annona. Behind it is an Alano Sapodilla, which is also considered a fairly compact Sapodilla. It will get to be about 6 or 7 feet, so these two are probably going to be a little close, but I think they can live together. Behind it is a June plum. June plums are really skinny, produce a really nice little fruit that looks like a pear. I have a few on the property. They just don't take up any space. So here's the front yard. A couple citrus. This is a mandarin, the sugar bell that they've been talking about, that is citrus greening tolerant. So I had gotten it at one of the events that the UF was promoting. So this is a test, an experiment. Next to it is a Persian lime. It has some blooms on it. Again, it's been in the ground for over 2.5 years. It's doing okay. I'm fertilizing it. I'm kind of watching it for citrus greening. You really have to watch with citrus because of citrus greening. I don't recommend anybody planting oranges or grapefruits or anything like that. But they say that limes, or the lime branch of citrus, is less susceptible to the greening and the canker.
Now, once you get it, is the tree done, or can you treat it?
It's done. There's no cure yet.
Is it best to get rid of it if you get it?
Yeah, get rid of it and just dispose of it properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean properly? What's the best way?
I would probably just bag it. I wouldn't mulch it or burn it. I would just send it to the dump.
Okay.
And back this way, This large tree here is kind of a native. It's a seaside maho, so it's not a fruiting plant, but it's definitely appropriate for a coastal environment. So here we're about a half a mile from the ocean. But next to it, we have another sapodilla that is a Thai sapodilla. And
What's the variety?
That's called a Thai.
Thai.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little bit bigger fruit than the other two. And this area left it to show you. This was a key lime, so it bit the dust. And so I'm going to be removing it, and I try to treat it, and so that's what happens. So it's a lesson learned right here in front of us.
Yeah.
Next to it is another Annona. This is a cherry lata, which is a cross between a cherimoya and a custard apple. I'm going to see how it does with the wind, because the front here is a lot windier than it was back there. Back this way. This actually is a native. This is a white berry. So I planted it there, but this is a nilama right here. So this is the edible. So I've got some natives intertwined with the edibles. Shouldn't get that big. It's got room above. I can trim that if it gets tall. I've got a hedge of wild coffee loaded with coffee beans. It's not the coffee Arabica, but it's the native coffee. The birds love it. So here I have a dwarf avocado. That's the worts. You've heard of the worts.
Yes.
It truly stays small. I've seen one in Broward at this lady's house, 6 or 7 feet, hundreds of avocados.
Wow.
So I'm basically reserving this vertical space here above it.
How do they taste?
It's just like a Haas, actually.
And what's the season?
That one is, I think it's early fall.
Okay.
Yeah, summer to early fall. That's what it is. So this was my early one. Yeah. And you can see it's actually loaded with flowers.
Yeah.
So it wants to produce, and it's, what, 18 inches tall. Next to it here is a struggling jackfruit. It's an orange crush. Again, kind of an experiment. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's nematodes in this part of the yard or what, but it's pushing new growth. And this is Paul's favorite fruit.
White sapote.
White sapote. It's grafted. It's just pushed out all this new flesh, so I'm excited.
Is it?
I believe this is the not sulfur. Redlands. Yes. So we'll see how it does.
How big was it when you planted it?
It was just a little bit smaller than that. I had it in a pot for quite a while. It had died back. It still had good root system, but white sapotes. Right line.
Okay, you're looking at a train.
The white sapote is known to grow a little bit more like a north or central to Florida, kind of like Tampa, Fort Myers. So I think it will do well here in this area.
Oh, weather-wise, it'll do fine.
Probably better than much farther south. So we'll see.
Great.
Mulberry, just never bearing mulberry. This is a rose apple, very popular fruit back in the 1970s here in South Florida. Actually, I air layered this one, so this is my own baby. It's really happy, produces a yellow fruit that tastes just like rose water.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Very unique. I mean, you can't feed a family with that, but it's kind of a cool fruit to have. And then over here, I have replaced a dead plant with a Sissy Love mango.
Excellent.
Compact mango. I felt that this space, even though it's relatively close to the house, maybe 7 feet from the house, I think that I can keep it and fill this space here for him. So I just planted this one this year. I had another plant here that died. And then we'll head back to the backyard.
We're still in the front here, and this is a star fruit. It has fruit on it.
Flying Tom. No, it's the second time, and I had not even seen these two fruits until now. It's amazing.
Wow.
We had one fruit last year. I mean, the tree is my height, 6 feet tall, and Flying Tom, a good star fruit.
Wow.
We'll head to the backyard.
Okay.
Oh, while we're here, really pretty native. This is called a beauty berry. Produces lavender berries, and in this location I actually have two specimens together. There's a white one, which is very rare, and then the standard.
Now, those aren't edible, are they?
They actually are.
Yeah.
You can make a beauty berry jelly from them. Nothing spectacular, but it's just a really pretty plant, and the birds love it. Yep, definitely a highlight of the yard.
And what's raising the grounds here?
It was already raised, like just some fill, I guess. The previous owner had.
Could you have flattened it if you wanted to?
I guess I could have. We're actually pretty high here above sea level. The house is 13 feet above sea level, which is really high in South Florida. Most homes are 8 feet above sea level.
So there's no drainage issues here.
No.
Very nice.
Yeah. In the pots, I've got ginger and different spices and mints and stuff. So you can have some of these things, in your yard as well. I got a whiskey barrel here with spinach, Okinawa spinach, which is really nice, edible. But let's go to the backyard. So we have in here a sun deck, but we have a cocoa plum hedge, which is a native, but it does produce an edible fruit. And then just some random butterfly plants over here. But this is, I guess, my prize avocado. This is a lamb Haas avocado, very rare. It's a California cultivar. Compact growth habit. You can clearly see it's really full at a low height. I'm hoping that it might give me some flowers this year. It looks like it's ready to push some growth.
What's the season of that?
That one would be, it would be similar to a Haas, which is I think more of a winter variety. The fruit is twice the size of a standard Haas. So really excited about that. Next to it is a Barbados cherry that everybody should have in their yard. Really good fruit, edible. We've had fruits on this. And here is the Brogden avocado, another black skin avocado. So the Brogden and the Oro Negro being two black skin avocados. And so we'll see how that goes. Back here in the corner, I've got an Abiu. Abiu kind of tend to grow vertically. I planted that here because I wanted to hide that FNL pole. So it's going to grow high and, probably hide the pole and give me some fruit. Abiu is a lovely fruit, kind of a flan custard fruit, really, really sweet. Next to it is another berry. And then back in this corner, we have a Rollinia, which this is my second Rollinia in this spot, but this one looks like it's doing good. It got a lot of new growth. Really excited. Rollinia is a kind of a larger custard apple. It's between a custard apple and a soursop in size. Excellent fruit. So I'm really excited about this Rollinia. And then right next to it is a dwarf Namoa banana. So as you can see, producing already, within a couple of years. So that's really, really good. And then back behind the house, I have a couple more things. Grande banana.
What kind of banana?
Grande.
Okay.
Grande, which is kind of a misnomer. Grand means big, name means dwarf. So a big dwarf. So we have another June plum over here, which actually is pushing some flowers. I don't know if you can zoom, but really, really cool. Something really small. And I have a Lacatan banana here, another papaya, and then one more banana here, which I can't remember the name of this minute. So that's kind of the summary of all the fruiting plants on the property.
Very nice.
Yeah, lessons learned. Maybe just to consider the sunlight. You know, if you want to plant on the south or east side, where it gets morning, afternoon, or late afternoon sun. Soil conditions, you know, you don't want to plant avocados in a wet area for sure. Here I don't have that issue because I'm high and it's sandy. They love sandy and well-drained soils. Consider the seasons, like we talked about on the avocados, the mangoes, like my mangoes will bear over, you know, a longer season as well, having an early and a mid-season mango. Same thing with the sapodillas. You know, the silas wood bears all year round. The other ones have a set season, so the silas wood will fill in the voids. And having irrigation helps. I do have irrigation on the property. We're not here all the time, so that helps. And that's pretty much it.
Well, great. Thanks for showing us around.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody. I'm going to put Karim's contact details for the club that he's a member to. And do you want me to put your Facebook as well?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And if anyone wants to contact him personally outside the club, I'll put a link to his Facebook page. You can contact him.
That's wonderful. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you for inviting us. All right, everybody, there it was. That was Karim's property here, his weekend getaway, which is like a dream for anybody that's looking to grow stuff. This place is going to grow into an amazing place. You do not need a big property to experience the paradise of growing fruit trees. Thank you for showing us around.
Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate you coming over.
And you can contact him at the link below. I'll put his Facebook page, and also I'll put a link to the garden club that he runs, and definitely check that out as well. They have a great sale twice a year.
Correct. April and October.
April and October. If you're looking for some exotic fruit trees, they got them, and they got the standard ones as well. It's a great place. If you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, I definitely recommend you become a member of that club. And even if you're not there, they have online meetings every month. So for anywhere in the world, it'd be a great club to join. Link is below. Thanks for having us come on out.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Have a great day, everybody. Put your comments and questions below, and keep growing.